Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Frida Sylvester. If you're joining for the first time, thank you very much for clicking this video. For returning subscriber, welcome back. So on today's video, we're going to go very straight to the point, and this video is going to be a bit sensitive. I'm sorry. I'm going to be talking about a toxic relationship. I have here my notepad. Okay, it's not my notepad, it's actually my notebook, but the notepad will not be bad. God, thank you in advance for my Apple notepad. But anyways, I have here with me my book. I wrote points that I would like to talk about because I don't want to deviate from the topic. So if you see me looking here, just know that I'm looking at my journal. So first things first, I want to define a toxic relationship. Personally, I don't define a toxic relationship with particular attributes because there are a lot of attributes that somebody can portray that can make the person toxic. There's not just one particular behavior somebody would say, okay, because of this behavior, this person is toxic. And one thing I realized is that people react differently to different behavior. A behavior that I personally would say is toxic, somebody else can be like, well, that's not toxic. That's not a toxic behavior. So how I would define a toxic relationship is how an individual feels in a relationship. Feels draining, tiring, exhausting. You don't feel happy in your relationship. There are certain attributes that the person now does that can trigger this feeling towards you. That's the feeling of tiredness, exhaustion, draining, feeling, unhappiness is tagged to a particular behavior the person portrays. I don't know if you're getting me. I hope I'm communicating. Now, in a toxic relationship, you are physically stressed, you are mentally stressed, you are spiritually stressed, because toxic relationship can actually interfere and affect your relationship with God. It can affect your relationship with work. It makes you a different person because you no longer feel like yourself. You're always tired. Like even the thought of being in the relationship irritates you. You're in a toxic relationship. So I said, how do you know you're in a toxic relationship? As I said, it's the feeling behind it. But there's some particular characters and behavior you can actually attribute and know that, okay, this particular behavior this person is portraying, because I have not tagged it as a toxic behavior, it is actually toxic. And that is what's causing the exhaustion, the tiredness, the draining feeling I feel in my relationship. I don't know if I'm communicating. Am I communicating, sis? Yes. So I wrote here, when you guys have a lot of fights, people used to say that in a relationship you must fight. I personally do not believe that. I do not even agree to that. I don't believe that you are meant to be fighting in a relationship. There's misunderstanding in a relationship, and that is where communication comes in and understanding comes in, where you can actually communicate your feelings or your thoughts, or okay, this particular thing you did, I did not like it, and because you did it, you understand, you communicate, you talk about it. There can be misunderstandings in a relationship, but there's not always meant to be fighting. You're not always meant to be fighting. You're not a wrestler in your relationship. You're not always meant to be fighting. When you now fight and it becomes physical, like when there's like physical abuse in your relationship and you're still in that relationship, but it's hard. It's going to be hard, but just know you're in a toxic relationship. There's physical abuse in your relationship. There's verbal abuse in your relationship. And there's a quarrel or a misunderstanding. The person says very hurtful things to spite you, to make you feel bad, to dampen your emotions, to make you feel a certain way, or to make you feel the same way the person feels. I don't know if you understand. I hope I'm communicating sense, please. Then I also say when there's a lot of makeup and breakup, today you're fighting, tomorrow you're making up, next tomorrow you're fighting, today you guys are shooting yourself, next tomorrow you're pushing the person with a knife, all of a sudden you guys are like the best couple ever, and then you take your relationship to social media and insult yourself, then the next day you guys are back together. That whole back and forth, it's I feel like makeup and breakup is the height of toxicity. Like the relationship is toxic. There's a lot of gaslighting, there's a lot of narcissist behavior from your partner, there's a lot of invasion of privacy, insecurity, where the person feels it's okay to go through your phone. Now, people have opinions about this going through phone thing. Some people say it's normal because you're your partner, you need trust in your relationship. Going through your partner's phone with the sole aim to get something, like to get a negative feedback, is toxic. You guys can share your password if you want to. Depends, different couples, different strokes for different folks. Something I realized is that people like playing victim. I'm not even going to lie. Some people believe that they are in a toxic relationship when at the end of the day they are the toxic one. You can be toxic. Let me tell you, you can be very toxic, but you believe that because you're a female, you're not going to be toxic, and the man is the toxic one, or the other way around. That's a lie. Now, I'll tell you guys, how do you know you yourself, you're toxic? How to know if you're toxic in your relationship? You are always right, and your opinions matter, and no other person's opinion matter. You are toxic. Let me explain this. When you feel like anything that you're saying is right, whatever it is that your partner is communicating is wrong, the person is saying is the person's business, your opinion is right, whatever it is you have to say has to stand, you are toxic. You don't give room for communication. When there's space for communication, you only want to be heard. You don't want to be heard. You don't want to hear the other person's opinion about anything. Whatever it is you have to say, you only want to communicate your feelings, and you don't want the other person to communicate their feelings. My love, you are toxic. You feel better than your partner. Yes, that's a very, very toxic behavior. When you feel like you are better off than your partner, whatever it is that whoever your partner is not in your league, that's a very toxic behavior, because when you have that kind of mentality, it removes respect from your relationship. You will not respect your partner's opinion or whatever the person has to say. This now boils down to where I said that you are always right, and only your opinions want to be heard. That's very, very toxic, and that's very manipulative also. You believe no one can love your partner the same way you love your partner. You are toxic. See, this thing, it's like very bad. When you feel like no other person can love your partner or can accept your partner the way they are, that's a very, very toxic mentality. That's a very toxic behavior. And some of you even go as far as letting and airing these opinions to your partner, telling your partner that nobody can love you the way I do, or I'm the only one for you. You cannot find anybody like me. Yes, you cannot find anybody like you, but when you make it look like the person is dependent on you for life, like apart from me, you are dead in this life, that's a very, very toxic character, behavior, attributes that you have. If you have that kind of behavior as a person, that's demonic. Then when you cannot continue the relationship, or you can't let go. If you're in a relationship and you know that, okay, this relationship is not benefiting you, but you do not want to let the person go and find love somewhere else, you're toxic. Sincerely, you are. Because if you know that something is not good for you, leave the person, like let the person go. But no, you want to have the person. Some people, before I even bite my tongue, some people will go as far as dating other people but not letting that person go. Like, let this person go. If you're in a relationship and you feel like you don't want to let this person go, but you want to date other people, and you're still in the relationship with that person, you are toxic. You're always starting a fight. You're always the one starting a fight. You're the one always prompting something bad to happen. You're always poking your partner. You're always doing things that will irritate your partner. It's one thing to want attention from your partner, and that's why communication is very essential and important. You can open up your mouth and tell your partner, I don't feel really loved right now in this relationship because I lack attention from you, but I wish that we could work on how we could solve this thing. You guys can communicate ways on how to better your relationship and how this person can express love to you the way you want it. So now I said how to deal with a toxic relationship. So from this point of mine, I hope I'm able to convince you and not confuse you. First thing you need to know is come to a point of realization, and you need to know what is best for you. I feel like this is where self-love is important. It's not easy, trust me. Living a relationship in general is not easy. Talk more of a toxic relationship. I feel like this is where it boils down to loving yourself. You have to love yourself enough to choose yourself. There was a relationship I was in, and different reasons why I broke up, but one thing that struck me in that relationship was I was 17 in that relationship, and this guy was way older than I was. He was way older than I was, and he always used to threaten me, like a lot of shouts, very insecure, didn't want me to associate with other people. It was a whole lot. But the break point was when I had a call, like when we were talking one certain time, and he told me if I was close to you, I would have beat the living daylight out of you. You're very stupid. I was like, huh? Wait a second. Reality just shifted at that point. I'm like, do you know who you're talking? At 17, my confidence level was skyrocketed. I don't think my confidence now when I was 17, I don't think they're the same. I was like, I came to a point of realization, like, is this man joking with me or something? Like, are you joking with me? I had to see that day I told him that, see, this relationship is over. And you know the funniest part? No, I need to give you guys this gist, please. Okay, let me give you guys this gist. What happened in that relationship? I was 17 and I was dating this guy. He was way older than I was. I regret dating people when I was younger than 18. I was dating this guy and I was like 17 thereabouts. And this guy planned on cheating on me. See, you have to love yourself, God. I feel like when you're in a toxic relationship, the beginning and the end of everything is love yourself enough to choose yourself. Love yourself enough to choose yourself. Whatever it is, either he's beating you, he's assaulting you. Some people even get raped in their relationship, verbal abuse, narcissist behavior, making you not feel heard. You know, a lot of all these attributes. If you know you're in a relationship, my advice for you is love yourself enough to choose yourself. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to tell you to go for therapy. Don't go for therapy. If you're going for therapy, go for therapy after the breakup, so that you know that, okay, you're trying to heal, you're going through your healing journey. And if you're trying to heal, like if you've decided to choose yourself in this relationship, please go and watch this video, the video before this one, how to heal after a bad breakup. I think that I actually explained a few things that's going to help you. But the whole essence of a toxic relationship, people don't understand the depths of what toxic relationship does to you. It changes your mindset, it changes your paradigm, it changes your way of thinking, it changes you totally. A point where you're exhausted, you're tired, you cry every single day, you're not happy. Please love yourself enough to choose yourself. That's what I'm going to say. That's the highest advice I can ever give. That's the best advice I can ever give, because at the end of the day, your destiny is in your hand. I can tell you much, I can advise you much, I can say much, I can sit on this YouTube channel and I can talk from now till tomorrow, but you're still the one that's going to make decisions for your life. I will not really advise marriages because I'm not in a marriage. I don't know the dynamics of a marriage. I don't know, so I won't really say much about marriages. But if you're in a relationship, that's one I can say. If you're in a relationship, you're dating somebody, or this person is your fiance, and you guys are not married, as long as you guys have not stood on the altar before God and in front of your parents to commit your vows, please love yourself enough to choose yourself. Okay? I love you guys, and I pray to God that anybody that's going through a toxic relationship, a hard time in their relationship, find strength from God. Actually love yourself enough to choose yourself. God loves you, and if God loves you, that means there's something precious about you that you need to love about yourself. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you were able to watch the end, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Please do also click the subscribe button, like this video, drop a comment, share to anybody that needs to see this video. I love you guys, and I wish you guys the best and the very, very, very best of luck. Please do also tell your friends to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Frida is on YouTube. Period.
I cannot fuck with you, baby, you right. You are not for me, goodbye. You ain't shit to me.